It's Down to Business with Jack Miller. Forget what they teach you in school. This is real life. Not Wall Street, but Main Street. A real show on what's really involved with starting and running a business. All the ups and downs. Our guests will answer your questions and provide you with valuable information. Stay tuned and join in the conversation. Call us at 305-541-2350. Follow us on Facebook at Jack Miller Down to Business or on Twitter at HJackMiller1.
Hello, world. Thank you for joining us. I'm super excited to be with you. This is Jack Miller. We have Todd Cohen in the studio, looking dapper as always. Our producer, Wanda. Thank you very much, Wanda. We appreciate it. I hope everyone's having a good day. Are you guys having a good day?
Yeah.
We have a great guest on the phone. He'll be joining us in a minute, Fred Paritsky. We're going to be talking about two things with Fred. One, email, really three things. One, email and web design marketing. And I love marketing. If there's anything I'd like to talk about other than slutty and bad stuff and inappropriate stuff, it's marketing and ways to get business. But we're also going to talk about reinventing oneself. Fred, at the age of 60, started a whole new career in the internet business, which is pretty impressive. I think it's pretty hard to do. And a lot of people are scared they have to reinvent themselves in this time. So I'm excited to get Fred on the business. Todd, I don't know if you noticed, but were you in the men's room before you came in the studio?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was.
There was a big sign on right above the urinal. It said, "The world is in your hands." I don't know. I think they put that up for me. There was actually, no, I'm joking. There wasn't that sign, but I think that's funny. There was actually a sign telling people to urinate in the toilet.
Right.
And which I think it's great. Like, people wouldn't normally urinate at the toilet. And the Spanish translation, I don't know what it meant, but it was El Picho. So I think that's great.
Well, I didn't realize we were actually going to get down to business. My wife jokes that the bathroom is my office, and I am there, often.
I got the same thing. I hang out there. It's literally my favorite place. My wife gets upset when she comes. She has to come in and start talking to me and this and that. Very frustrating. And I don't know about you, but I use the urinal 100 times a day. I think there's something the matter with me. Literally, as soon as I drink water, it goes right through me, and I hit the urinal. I sometimes think it's better off, rather than go right through me, I should take the drink and just dump it in the toilet.
Well, there you go. Well, it gets rid of all the toxins, and it's good to stay hydrated. I think that's very
healthy. I don't know, but my wife only goes like once a day, and I have a son who drove from Philadelphia to Florida. He did, and he didn't go at all.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Did he drink anything?
I don't know. I have another son who, Todd, you know, I'm not going to mention his name. He goes like me all the time, so I don't know. And you know what else I think about the bathroom while on this topic?
Wow.
Did you ever go, there's a stall and there's a urinal. You go in the stall and someone's in the urinal. You go in the urinal, someone's in the stall. It's very awkward.
It is awkward.
I usually leave and just run away.
Both scenarios are awkward.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry to crack up. I think they should invent and pass a law, and I hate laws. They should invent soundproof and smell-proof stalls. What do you think of that?
I mean, private bathrooms are always the way to go, but you can't really find that, especially as a guy. And so you basically end up lining up with the trough with a bunch of people who have the hygiene of a
it's
2-year-old.
Disgusting. The whole thing's disgusting.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, we're starting with potty humor.
Anyway.
It only gets better from here.
It only goes up from here, right?
By the way, driving here, thinking about this, I was literally crying, laughing so hard on 95. It's a miracle I didn't kill someone.
That's a miracle.
I don't know what it is. Talking about going to the bathroom and bodily fluids is just cracks me up. So, sign of my immaturity. I don't know. The political situation is just crazy. I don't know about you, but my right-wing friends are totally nuts. My left-wing friends, I can't even speak already, are totally nuts. Both sides post the most vile things on Facebook. And God forbid you say anything to them. Like, they post hatred, pure hatred, and if you say anything, they think you're nuts.
Right.
So I don't know. Extremes are not good in any circumstances, and I think people should tone it down a little bit. So.
Yeah, it's good to keep your religion, politics to yourself.
Unless
most
it's
of the
extreme
time.
Sports.
That's true. I like extreme sports. Boy,
That's
I don't know what it is.
cool.
I can't talk today. Another thing.
Slow down.
Yeah. I'm doing I always
Slam on the brakes there, handsome.
I like that. I always wanted to do a comedy routine. So this is like my practice. Talk about bathroom humor, and I could talk about my sex life, or all that stuff.
That we're not talking.
No one wants to hear about it. Believe me, it's boring. Very, very boring.
Wait, Jack, isn't this a business show?
Oh, we're going to talk about business. Yes,
Back to business.
Back to business. We're going to get to business. And all in the news, just one more thing, then we're going to get to business, I promise. One more thing I want to talk about, the Iranian situation. It's just crazy. First of all, I'm amazed that people are surprised. You know, a lot of people, how could we let this happen? We're surprised. A lot of the people on the right and even the left. But what do they expect? We elect a pacifist, and I guess we wanted a pacifist. And it's just crazy to me that people are letting this happen and people aren't protesting and up in arms over. You know, history teaches us, and this is just my political views. You can hate me. You don't have to agree with it. But we should not let Iran have a bomb. When somebody says, we hate you, we're going to kill you, and they do try to, when you give them weapons and you allow them to have weapons, it seems like you're helping in your suicide. So I just think that people should be revolting and stopping this. It's not too late. And history shows that when we are pacifist as people and we enable our enemies, it's bad. Pacifists get killed in history time and time again. And another thing that irritates me, if we as citizens lie to our government, they throw us in jail. But our politicians constantly lie to us. This government said numerous times before he was elected, he'll never have Iran have a bomb. And look what happens. They should literally impeach him. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, Wanda, can we have back to business? A couple weeks ago, I told our audience about a fantastic guy I found on the internet by the name of Daniel Amos. Wanda, can we play him, and then we'll talk about him after? And I promise, no more potty humor, all positive stuff.
So many people are so critical and judgmental of other people's stretch marks or other people's scars all over their body and just critical of other people's outward insecurities. But how about instead of looking at somebody with scars, for example, and being critical and judgmental, what about we realize that obviously this person that's got scars all over their body has been through a really tough point in their life before, and I'm not going to point that out to them, and I'm going to make them feel good about themselves, encourage them and appreciate who they are as a person. Or what about instead of pointing out somebody else's stretch marks or their weight, what about you just make them feel good about themselves and accept them for who they are outwardly and appreciate them for who they are as a person. And I just want to say particularly to those people who have stretch marks or scars from previous self-harming on their body, that instead of looking at those marks or those scars as defeat, look at those scars and marks as a reminder of all you've been through and what you've overcome and what you will continue to overcome. And regardless of everybody's insecurities, every single person has many great qualities about them, whether it's outward qualities or inner qualities. Everybody has something great to offer. And, I really pray and hope that everybody watching this video overcomes their personal problems. And I really, really hope everyone has a great day. And let's just encourage everybody and make people feel good about themselves and give people a reason to want to live another day and give people a reason to smile and just make people feel good about themselves. And I'll see you all soon. Take care.
I don't know about you guys, listeners, but I find this guy very motivating. He is a young guy. He's Australian. He had some depression problems in his life. And every couple days he produces these fantastic videos, and I feel that they address me personally. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. And this one, we all have scars. Some of them are inside, some of them are outside. We just have to learn that our past scars and the scars that we were born with and we accumulate through life really make our personality, and they give us the inner strength to move forward and do positive things in the future. And we can't let our scars, whether they be physical or emotional or mental, hold us down. So, again, I would encourage you to Google or Facebook Daniel Amos. I don't know him from Adam, but he produces, and he's, again, young kid, 20 years old, fantastic videos. I think he's tremendously inspirational. And just a real find. So overcome your scars. That's my message. Wanda, I think we have a break in a minute. We have a break coming up.
Jack, what were you doing when you were 20?
The truth is, Todd, I was floating around. I'm dyslexic. I have a learning disability. School was literally hell for me. And when I graduated, I barely graduated high school, I went from thing to thing to thing. I must have started 10, 20 different businesses by the time I was 20. None of them were particularly successful. Some were failures, and I was floating around.
Well, isn't a failed business a lot like a scar?
Yeah, it was. And the truth is, I floated around until I met my wife, and then I really focused on getting motivated and started in the lending career. When I first met my wife, I didn't have a job. I was literally doing 100 things, 100 different things. Made enough money, for whatever it is, but I just couldn't connect with anything.
It's so much easier to make enough money, quote unquote, when it's just you in a bachelor pad that you need to take care of and feed, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the bachelor pad was my parents' basement, but 100% it was, 100%.
Right.
And I always say nothing makes you more of a man than when you get married and are faced with the reality of supporting a family and supporting other people. Single people can say the same thing. I don't mean to say anything negative about single.
No,
you know what I mean?
But it really puts it into perspective of how amazing it is that he has at least something together enough at the age of 20.
This kid is fantastic. I'm not going to talk about America's Got Talent because you guys are sick of it, but you go on that show, you see amazing kids too. Anyway. Hey, Wanda, can we put Fred on for a minute? Let's do an introduction before we break for commercial.
Hey, Jack, how are you?
Good. Fred Paritsky, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everybody in Miami and around the world on the internet.
Fred, I just want to introduce you, then we have to break for commercial in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Fred is I'll set the stage. Fred is a super nice guy. He has an unbelievable family, a terrific wife who happens to be listening, I know, and texting as well. Fred is a sharp dresser. Some people go through lives like me, and whatever they put on, they look like what was that? They look like schleppers or slobs, but Fred always looks good. So, Fred, kudos to you.
Thank you. You should see me now, though.
I don't want to ask what you're wearing because it sounds too creepy, but I know you look good. Like Todd always looks good. Wanda always looks good. You do, Wanda. I dress like a slob, and I look like one. But anyway, Fred, I want to talk about 2 things with you today. One is marketing, email marketing. The other is web design.
Yes.
And then I want to talk, which I think is a fascinating subject, and I think a lot of people can relate to it, is how you reinvented yourself. Because I think that's really a great topic, because a lot of people are going in this country at whatever age. It could be 30, 40, 50, 60, reinventing themselves, having to start second or third careers, and it's scary, first of all, and it's hard. And you seem to do it. I'm sure you had your own struggles with it, but at least from a friend's perspective, you seem to do it kind of flawlessly without the emotional scars or the trauma that I would have.
Yes, thanks for that. We can talk more about that when we come back, but I could talk about that for hours. It was scary, but it's probably one of the best business moves I've ever made.
That's cool. Fred, why don't you give everyone, in 1 minute or less, because we have to break in a minute, your background and what you do. Give out your contact information as well.
Okay. The name of my business is FZP Associates. That's Z like zebra. I'm a full-service digital marketing agency, meaning I do web design, email marketing, social media marketing, SEO, digital presence management, which I could talk about a little bit later. You can reach me via my website at www.fzpassociates.com. You can email me at fred@fzpassociates.com. And you can call my number, 215-932-0747. And I would love to talk to everybody. And a little bit about my background. I originally started my business life as an accountant. So going from an accountant to being a web designer seemed to be polar opposites. But I guess what led me to be more creative is that I'm also a drummer, which I started at age of 10. So I've always had a creative bent to me. And in maybe the last 10 to 12 years of my last position, a big part of my job was marketing in addition to accounting. So the web design, the email marketing, when that started, social media, which started within the last 10 years or so, really were my passions and not accounting. And at age 60, I decided, along with my wife's support, to start this business. I had a vision and little else, and it's really been working out.
Gotcha. Hold on, Fred. Stick with us for a minute or two. Actually, I think 3 minutes. We'll be right back after the commercial break.
I look forward to it, Jack.
Secret of life when we come back. Don't turn that dial. We'll be right back.
Turn it around.
If you're buying, selling, or investing in real estate, call attorney Dan Kaskow. 561-237-6822. Mr. Cascal is board certified by the Florida Bar as an expert in real estate law. He's been practicing law for more than 20 years and is a partner in the law firm of Sachs Kaplan with offices in Boca Raton and Tallahassee. Dan Cascal handles real estate, corporate, condominium, and homeowner association matters throughout Florida. From residential purchases and sales, bulk buying and selling of condominium units, to purchases and sales of commercial properties. Contact attorney Dan Cascal at 561-237-6822 for your real estate, corporate, and community association legal needs. Attorney Dan Cascal, 561-237-6822. Non-attorney spokesperson for Attorney Dan Cascal.
Are you tired of dealing with unreliable banks and brokers who charge upfront fees and never deliver on their promises? You don't have to. Gelt Financial Corporation has been in business since 1989 and offers a stated income loan program for non-owner-occupied residential and commercial real estate investors. No tax returns required. What are you waiting for? Call Gelt Financial right now at 561-221-0900. Again, that's 561-221-0900.
Did you invest in a non-liquid real estate partnership? Do you want and need liquidity? There's finally an answer. Quick Liquidity is a direct buyer of real estate minority interest and tenants in common investments across the country. To find out if we would buy your non-liquid investment, call us at 561-221-0881 or visit us at quickliquidity.com. That's quickliquidity.com.
Welcome back to It's Down to Business with Jack Miller. Call us at 305-541-2350. Follow us on Facebook at Jack Miller Down to Business or on Twitter at HJackMiller1.
Thanks for sticking with us, beautiful audience. I really appreciate your time. I've said it before. You're giving the most valuable thing you have, which is your time listening to us. Hopefully we'll give you some good information you can take and make money with it. We're now talking with Fred Puritsky, and we're talking about actually my favorite topic, marketing and how to make money. And I'm a firm believer, if it's marketing done correctly, is not an expense but an investment. You should have a direct ROI, return on investment for it, and it should be, you should get it to the point where it's predictable and you could see how much money you're going to make from how much dollars you can spend. So Fred, thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for bringing on the show. I really appreciate you giving your expertise unpaid to our audience. So
thanks for thinking of having me.
So Fred, let's jump right in, and I know you are an email marketing expert. So talk to me a little bit about email marketing. It's a huge, huge thing, and it's a growing industry.
Great. So a little background. I started using email marketing when I was executive director of a synagogue about 10 years ago, when it was really in its infancy. And any business, nonprofit, for-profit business, needs to reach their customers and engage with them. And email marketing, using a company like Constant Contact or MailChimp, one of those different kind of mail services, is so much better to reach your clients than through your Gmail or your Outlook, because you want to be able to have metrics to see if people are opening up your email, and is your email marketing campaign worth it. It should be a profit area. It should not be a cost, and you really want to be able to engage your customers. Just sending out an email and never getting a response or knowing if anybody opens it, you're just wasting your time and money. So using an email marketing service like Constant Contact, either doing it in-house or hiring somebody like me or another person that does email marketing, is a huge boost for your business.
So a couple things. Companies market for a few reasons. One is to get new business, to attract new business. Two, to spread the word on their existing business, for direct sales, for actually more than two reasons, for all kinds of reasons. So is there a difference in the type of marketing? In other words, I'm going to do, if I have a database, let's say I'm a dentist, I have a database of 1,000 or whatever it is, customers or patients, as opposed to a new customer, I'm looking for new customers or new patients.
Well, that's a good question. You can use it for multiple purposes. What you want to do is first be able to get a mailing list. A lot of clients and prospective clients that I have say, well, I don't ask people for names. How do I get an email list? Well, if you have a business, the easiest way is first to ask people to give you their email address. Plus, you should also have a spot on your Facebook for people to sign up to your email, your website. If you're a dentist in your office, you should always have their email address because you want to be able to either give them an offer for a free cleaning or whatever, but it's also to keep on top of mind. So getting an email is not always direct selling, but it's keeping your business in front of the people's minds. So just like you do other advertising, newspaper advertising, internet advertising, TV and radio advertising. You need a combination of those things depending upon your business. The least expensive way is through email marketing. You will get your word across. You can use coupons. You can connect it to your social media so that your message gets across not just to your mailing list, but to your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter followers, plus their followers, and it becomes just an exponential increase in who you reach.
Email marketing is a piece of your whole marketing matrix, sort of like a piece of the pie. Gotcha. And it fits in, it integrates with the rest of your marketing. There's two different types. What I mean by two different types is if you have your own list, that would, I imagine, be a lot hotter or a lot more successful than just a blast to 50,000 people.
Exactly. First of all, with email marketing clients like a Constant Contact, I only use that because that's the one that I've been using for the last 10 years. They're very, very careful about not having you send out spam. So buying a list is really a no-no with that. But you want your list to be organically grown, meaning your customers, your prospects, people that come into your business, people that you meet at a business networking event, people that you have some contact, that have some expectation that you're going to send them something and they're happy to receive it. Those are the best possible prospects for your email marketing.
So the list is much hotter if it's an organic list. And what you should do, I think, is, at least in my opinion, is try to create an organic list. So let's talk about a couple ways you can do it. Yeah. Some of the ways are when you send out a blast email, or you're sitting in a trade show or whatever, get people to sign up, sort of opt in.
Yeah, at a trade show is a good example. What you want to do there is give away a raffle prize for signing up. And you can have people sign up either by writing down their email address, or a better way is to create a QR code, which is those funny-looking black and white codes that you see around a lot. They were popular. They went out of popularity. Now they're coming back again. The QR code links someone's smartphone to wherever you want it to go, to your website, a page on your website.
So you should come up with creative ways, whatever it be. There's 50 of them to get people. One of the things I don't know if you do for your clients is, let's say you do a web marketing program or an email marketing program, have people download a free white paper on the industry you're in. Like if Todd, my man here, who's another sharp dresser and looks very handsome today. You guys can't see him, but I'll post a picture.
You're too kind, Jeff.
No, you do. You're a good dresser. Fred's a good dresser. Again. Anyway, what you do is you could publish a white paper on 10 reasons to buy commercial real estate and then have people sign up for the white paper for free to opt into the email. So you kind of scrub the email. Do you do things like that, Fred?
Yes, white papers, ebooks. I'm just getting into the business of having an ebook written along with a content writer that I met. You know, content is king, which you hear a lot about now. And the content, it seems like it's a simple thing. It's just words on your website or your email, but it really needs to be done by somebody who's a professional writer, because the content is very important, not just to show you're credible, but it also ultimately will affect your search engine optimization on your website, your response on your email marketing, response to you on all of your social media.
So, like, what's the most important? The subject line? I would think that would be the most.
The subject line should be short and to the point. So you don't really want to get like cutesy in your subject line, but it should be something that attracts people in a very short time. It's
like for a commercial realtor, would it be make money on commercial real estate, or I have great listings, or something like that?
It would be something. You don't want to do what everybody else does. You know, a lot of emails that you get say this is the latest product or this is the best in the world. you want to give something that people are interested in. Maybe if you're a commercial realtor, you might want to say great rentals on offices or whatever.
Gotcha. I got the best.
Miami.
I have all the Miami listings.
Area. You don't want to say that it's the best, because people get that and they just throw them out. You want to get something that they're interested in. If there's a hot property in the area that people want to move into, whether it's commercial or residential, you want to just give a short, brief, couple words, maybe.
I got you.
6 to 10 words at the most.
Now, what about, how do you measure, because time is running by, and it goes, I feel bad, it goes by quick, but on email marketing, I think it's important to, or with all marketing, to measure, to adjust, to, test,
yes,
and to maximize. So how do you measure on email marketing the response rate?
On email marketing, especially when you use a paid service like Constant Contact, there are a lot of metrics for you. So there's an open rate, there's a click-through rate. You get a report on every email that you send out, and it tells you what all of the people did. So if you sent out an email to 1,000 people, each one of them, you will get a report. So it'll say whether they opened it or not. If they opened it, did they click on something? So your email should really be short also. What you want to do in your email is to have people go to your website. So you want to give little blurbs, and then you would put something that says, to read more, click here, take them to your website to see the more important information. On your report, you'll get not only who clicked, where they clicked.
Gotcha.
And that's the most important thing. Open rate is very important, who opened up your email, but more important than that is, did you click? And you also get a report on the engagement. So each person, when you look at each contact, so if I'm sending an email and you're on my list, I can look at Jack Miller over the last 10 months. What was his engagement? He opened up this email, he opened up that email, he clicked here. So I know who to focus. It helps you focus your marketing
and adjust from it. So, and with email marketing, you can do, it's very easy to track. You can do A/B testing as well.
It's very easy to test. You can see which days of the week are best for you, which subject lines are the best for you. You get reports for everything.
What about purchasing lists?
Purchasing lists is a little bit more difficult because the rules with email marketing are such that the list has to be very, very clean, and it has to be people that you're connected with. If you send to people that are on a list that you bought and they're not expecting to get an email from your business, they will complain to Constant Contact or MailChimp or one of those, and your service can be shut down.
So you have to be careful not to be labeled a spammer.
If you're labeled a spammer, what they do is they put you on what they call a blacklist, and the blacklist is not easy to get off of. You have to go onto the white list, and it's obviously they use black and white for a lot of different kinds of lists, but you don't want to get on the blacklist. It's very difficult to get off, and It doesn't take a lot of people to claim that you're spam to get put on that.
So to me, I got it. Email marketing seems to me to be a fantastic way because it's cheap to get started. You don't need to spend a fortune to produce a fantastic email campaign.
You do not.
And it's quick. So if you decide to have an email campaign, Monday morning, you could have it going an hour later.
You could takes preparation. You have to know what you want to do. There's a lot that you can do in advance. You can set them up as an autoresponder. So every time somebody gets added to your email list or joins your email list, they'll automatically get an email that you decide what it should be. Maybe it offers them a free coupon. And what I would like to do is anybody who goes to my website, www.fzpassociates.com, and goes to my homepage and clicks on Constant Contact free trial, you'll get a 60-day free trial of Constant Contact to see if it's something that you're interested in.
So
and at the end of the time, hopefully you'll sign up for it, and then I can help you create a beautiful-looking template and also help you with the content.
So,
but please take advantage of the free offer.
So what is, for us dummies, what is Constant Contact?
Constant Contact is the largest email marketing firm in the country, and they do more than just email. You can also do, if you have an event, you can do ticketing. You can do event planning with it.
Gotcha. It tracks it.
it tracks everything and creates the beautiful invitation
Gotcha.
for you. It's an all-in-one package.
Fred, hold on for a few minutes. We got to take a hard traffic break and some commercials, and we'll be right back.
I'll be here.
Thank you.
Don't turn that dial. We will be right back.
Did you invest in a non-liquid real estate partnership? Do you want and need liquidity? There's finally an answer. Quick Liquidity is a direct buyer of real estate minority interest and tenants in common investments across the country. To find out if we would buy your non-liquid investment, call us at 561-221-0881 or visit us at quickliquidity.com. That's quickliquidity.com.
Do you need long-term real estate financing? Gelt Financial is located right here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and provides 30-year terms with no balloon payment whatsoever on non-owner occupied residential and commercial real estate. With a minimum loan amount of only $75,000 all the way up to $5 million, we provide common sense underwriting and quick closings. We don't require tax returns whatsoever. Call right now at 561-221-0900. Again, that's 561-221-0900.
South Florida's only business radio station.
Part of the Wall Street Business Network.
880 AM, The Biz. Welcome back to It's Down to Business with Jack Miller. Call us at 305-541-2350. Follow us on Facebook at Jack Miller Down to Business or on Twitter at HJackMiller1.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us at the 3:32 hour. I appreciate it. I'm really excited. Again, I love talking about marketing because it makes companies money. And the sole purpose for a company being here is to make money. And Fred Puritsky's helping them that way. Fred, thanks for sticking with us.
Thanks for having me again.
Fred also does, beside the email marketing, he does web design. So, Fred, I really, we only have about literally 5-7 minutes left.
Okay.
Could you give everyone just a real, like a minute or two on web design? Then I really am fascinated by your career change, and I think a lot of people want to hear about that. So let's talk about web design. Just tell everyone what you do for a minute or two if you can.
Okay. I can never really do anything in a minute, but web design today is very, very exciting. I got into the business.
Fred, let me ask you a question.
At a very good time.
Fred, let me interrupt.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't do anything in a minute. You're a Jewish guy.
Wait,
let me tell you something.
Follow my text.
I could do it 22. I could do it 22 times in a minute. No, anyway,
I knew you were going to say that. I've known you too long.
And we're devolving.
We're dissolving. We're dissolving real quick. Okay, Todd's bringing us back.
I have to get my makeup back on again. Okay, so the most exciting thing about web design today is the mobile aspect of it. Your website must be mobile. And what I mean by that is if you have a website and to do anything on it, to find something on the menu or to find your phone number, and you have to take your fingers and move it to make the website bigger, you do not have a mobile website. Today, people want to be able to go onto your website, use it with a finger or their thumb, get what they want immediately, and not have to try and maximize the size of it on the phone.
Gotcha. I'm not even going to go into the size of it and use it with your finger. But,
yeah.
Okay, so there's all kinds of things. People have to, I'll summarize it, people have to stay up to date on what makes a website, what makes a quality website relevant today, because I think relevancy is the key issue.
Well, relevance and content. So there are a few things that make the website useful. Look, it should look beautiful, but that's part of it. A beautiful website that has horrible content is really not worth whatever somebody paid for it. So you want it to look nice. You want it to be easy to navigate. You want to have content that's relevant. It should look professional. Be done on a platform like WordPress or something else like that. That's a content management system. And the reason that it has to be mobile today is that the number of people of all ages, especially adults and 60 and over, almost 100%, very close to 100% of adults in the United States have a cell phone, and well over 50% of them have a smartphone.
Well, I think mobile is the fastest growing view on websites today.
It's the fastest. Yeah. You want your email marketing to be mobile so that you can use it on a smartphone. You also want your website to be what they call responsive, so that if you have a 20-inch monitor, a 13-inch laptop, a tablet, or a smartphone, you want the website to look good on all of those devices.
Gotcha.
Easy to use on all those devices.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's what you have to have today. So having a website that you haven't looked at in 3 years, you don't have a website anymore, because it's not going to. You're going to get passed over by people looking for a business like yours.
So, Fred, gotcha. So they're going to contact you in a few minutes. I'll ask you for your contact information again on the email marketing and the web marketing. And Fred is just, I can tell you, I've known him for many, many years. Super great guy. Everyone will love working with him. That's just the way he is. But, Fred, I want to jump to totally make a U-turn here. Because I am fascinated, or I think you give other people inspiration by recreating yourself at 60. Not that anything's wrong with 60, because I'm getting there real quick. But walk me through your process. As a background, Fred totally changed careers and went from, a mainstream career to what I call a young person's career. When you think of internet marketing, you think of a young guy in his 20s. A lot of my kids' friends out of college are doing that. Walk me through that process, what it was like, how you did it, and, really how you invented yourself or reinvented yourself into this new career.
Okay, great. So I will tell you that it was scary. And the fact that I had the full support of my wife, Lynn, who you know, made it hugely successful. Without that support, it would have been much harder to do something like this. So I came to a point in my life where I always wanted to run my own business. At 60 years old, does it make sense to most people? No. Did I hear negative things from almost everybody I know? Yes. And so some of the fears that I had were exactly what you're saying. Even though I had the knowledge of web design and email marketing, social media, and I stayed on top of those things.
How did you overcome those fears? We all have fears. I'm scared of everything. But how did you overcome the fear? That's what I think that makes you special.
Well, here's what I think. The way I overcame it was I wanted to do this, and I was not going to work in what I would call a regular, quote, job for somebody else again. And so I overcame that fear almost immediately. I spoke in advance. I spoke to people that I respected that were entrepreneurs, and they told me a few valuable lessons. One, networking is key, and I've been networking since before day one in various networking groups like LATIP and BNI and the local Chamber of Commerce, the local business association. Going to a business card exchange tonight. I went to a business card exchange this morning, and it's constant.
When you go to those things, you get business from them?
I get business from almost all of them. I have all of my business so far has been through people I've met or referrals. I don't have any clients that I would consider a stranger. So networking is key to take those fears away. And one thing that you find out, if you stay on top of your field, the age is irrelevant. Most of my colleagues are 30 years old or less, and they don't look at me as some old guy, and I don't look at them as a kid, because I actually learn from them. One of my mentors is 35 years old, but he has about 15 years of experience in this field working, on his own. So I look up to him, and he treats me like another colleague, and I treat him like that.
So really, I think that's a testament to you and the quality of your work, because you're overcoming perceptions. And again, these people who are in web marketing are smart as can be, smart as tax, because that's the new way of marketing. Some of these people are making a fortune because they're really the toll gate that businesses use to make money.
It is, and let me tell you another thing that I did early on in my career, which is just approaching 2 years now, is those people that you would think would be my competitors, I really embrace them as my colleagues. And one of my biggest competitors, who's a much larger firm than me, actually refers a lot of work to me.
That's fantastic.
And I do to them because they believe in me and the quality of my work, and I'm less expensive than they are, and there's some accounts that they would rather have me handle, and vice versa. I would rather have them handle some bigger ones that I know will take more of my time and I won't be able to service properly.
Fred, could you give your contact information one more time?
Yes, my website, www.fzlikezebrapassociates.com. My phone number is 215-932-0747. My email is fred@fzpassociates.com. And once again, if you go to my website, click on the bottom left corner where you'll see a Constant Contact logo, and it says, click here for a free 60-day trial. Please do that. See if you like Constant Contact. You can walk through it. You can call customer support. You can call myself, and we'll help walk you through it. It's very intuitive to learn how to use it, and I'll be glad to help people with that.
Fred, I really appreciate you coming on. I tell you, you're a terrific guest for a few reasons. One, you produce good information that people need to make money, and you're a great guy. But the second reason is, as I've talked about many times on this show, my wife texts me constantly during the show. But during the show, not only do I have my wife texting me, I have your wife texting me.
I can see that.
Oh, believe me, my phone is blowing up with texts. So, Lynn, I love you. Fred, you have a fantastic wife. And, Lynn, you have a fantastic husband. And you guys are great friends of mine. I'm super excited to have you on the show. We'll have to do it again. Fred, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me. And, Judy, thanks for letting me have Jack for an hour here.
Great stuff. I'll tell you, Todd, I don't know about you, but I spend a lot of time marketing. I would imagine you do too.
Marketing is really the lifeblood of growing a business, any business, and really also maintaining relationships that you already have.
Yeah. What do you in your business, like what sets you apart in marketing?
I mean, there's a number of things that we do, but most notably, I mean, really, it's a face-to-face world, and it's a face-to-face business.
Relationships.
And you really need to, make your phone calls. You need, whether they're cold, warm, hot, anything, follow-up, anything in between, you need to make your phone calls, and you need to be diligent in doing so and disciplined.
So you can't be a paper tiger behind the marketing.
Right.
Some people I see, they have fantastic marketing, but they don't know the product.
That's right. And then you need to follow up. I mean, you need to follow up, and you need to make sure that you follow up with everyone that you speak to, everyone you leave messages with, everyone that you've ever done business with. You need to follow up with regularly. So that's something that you need to do, and you do it through email. You do it through snail mail. You could send something that way. Is it's still the mail service, despite what you read, is still in existence, and there's nothing wrong with writing a letter to a client you've done business to thank them, send a postcard, to do all kinds of things like that.
I think with more and more people using email, I think when you send a letter, I think that's fantastic.
It is a little more legitimate and a little more profound.
Gotcha.
And then getting in front of people. That is the best marketing there is. I mean, you need to show people your work.
Eyeball
to
eyeball.
To do something. You need to bring something that you have created, hopefully for that client, but even if it's for someone else, to demonstrate your capability in the marketplace, which is very competitive and very fractured. You need to get in front of people, meet them, show them you're competent, get eyeball to eyeball. Well, I mean, that's marketing.
Look, we've talked about it before. I think too many people hide behind Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook. But anyway, you ready to talk real estate?
I always am ready to talk real estate.
We're going to talk today about partnership formation. Okay, we got to take a break. My love Wanda just told me we need a break. We'll talk about partnership formation in a minute.
Again, the secret of life.
Yeah,
when we come back.
Commercials. When we come back, partnership formation.
Don't turn that dial. We'll be right back.
Turn it around.
Are you tired of dealing with unreliable banks and brokers who charge upfront fees and never deliver on their promises? You don't have to. Gelt Financial Corporation has been in business since 1989 and offers a stated income loan program for non-owner-occupied residential and commercial real estate investors. No tax returns required. What are you waiting for? Call Gelt Financial right now at 561-221-0900. Again, that's 561-221-0900.
Did you invest in a non-liquid real estate partnership? Do you want and need liquidity? There's finally an answer. Quick Liquidity is a direct buyer of real estate minority interest and tenants in common investments across the country. To find out if we would buy your non-liquid investment, call us at 561-221-0881 or visit us at quickliquidity.com. That's quickliquidity.com.
Welcome back to It's Down to Business with Jack Miller. Call us at 305-541-2350. Follow us on Facebook at Jack Miller Down to Business or on Twitter at HJackMiller1.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hey, Wanda, I noticed you jumping around to that music. I'm glad you're getting into it.
Yeah.
Todd, we're going to
work out.
Enjoyed it. I love it. By the way, I want to thank Wanda. Before the show started, she went around on my microphone and Todd's microphone and put some beautiful scents, so the room smells good.
First of all, that's an amazing thing that she did, because these microphone covers are nasty. When you think about what goes on in front of these microphones and what dirty mouths are right near them, people spitting on them.
Wanda is a very thoughtful
and that
person.
Jack has a dirty mouth, so he has his own mic.
Yeah, very thoughtful person. Very thoughtful person, Chiz. Todd, you happened to mention to me during the break that you're working on a deal in South Beach. Tell me about it.
That's
South
right.
Beach is like the center of the world today.
South Beach, I mean, the playground to the rich and wealthy, to the famous, to the people that we all aspire to be one day. We have an amazing trophy building right off of Lincoln Road. Lincoln Road is like the pedestrian thoroughfare that everyone knows about on South Beach. There's more foot traffic along that little stretch between Alton and the beach.
What kind of building do you have
than
for
anywhere
sale?
else around. And it's brand new construction, finished in 2015. There's one tenant on the third floor, and they fully occupy the third floor of the building, and then both the first and second floor are available. It's a great building for either a user to maybe occupy the second floor and put a great flagship retail tenant on the bottom floor, or even to have that same great flagship retail tenant occupy both of the available floors, because it'll fit right in among, the Collins and Lincoln Road, growing litany of amazing retail tenants that we have over there, from Victoria's Secret to Swatch to Apple, who occupy these beautiful, unique, architecturally magnificent buildings. And they really use them as a flagship store.
So I would imagine if someone buys it as an investment, they could rent it out to a credit tenant, a national chain.
Absolutely.
And they have a great investment on their hands.
That's right. And there's already income in place, which covers, the general expenses, but obviously that's not what an investor would be looking for. Right now, it's ready to, it's all deliverable vanilla shell, and it's a really unique. There's a famous architect who designed it. You can call me. I'll give you all the information about who that is and what that is. But it's a really, really beautiful building with a price tag well above $20 million. So
but hey, you got to make money to spend money. Todd, what's your contact information so people can call you?
So again, Todd Cohen. I'm with Marcus and Millichap. My phone number is 786-522-7021. My email is Cohen, TCOHEN, at marcusmillichap.com.
Oh, my God. Excuse me, everyone. I took a drink of water. I'm
Went down the wrong pipe.
Are you done?
Oh, my gosh. That was terrible.
We never learn that trick.
I apologize, everyone. I shouldn't take a drink of water.
That's okay. We can talk about bathroom humor again now.
Oh, my gosh. This is terrible.
Well, he doesn't take a drink. He's walking around. He's talking and...
Yeah, I don't...
Are you done there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I won't go on the floor. I was going to say, I pace constantly. I push the chair away, and I'm pacing constantly throughout the show. Todd, I want to speak to you for a minute about partnership formation, because a lot of people buy real estate, and they focus really 90% of their time and due diligence in the real estate. But when you enter into a partnership, you're really entering into a marriage.
That's right.
And the formation of it and the goals of it are critical. And I've had tons, and I know you have too, of experience in this. So we only have 5 minutes left, but let's talk a little bit about it this week, and we'll talk a little bit about it next week. But I want to focus on some of the things that are critical in partnership formation I've kind of learned over the years, some of them the hard way. And I'm sure you have many experiences too. But, one of the things that I find happens is sometimes when a partnership starts As soon as the papers are signed and as soon as the check clears, there's a divergence of interests. Before, it's like a marriage or a business. Before everyone signs on the dotted line, everything's great. As soon as it starts, the partner is looking to get as much money as he can, as quickly as he can, which is fine. And the general manager usually is looking to strengthen the property and the partnership. So it's important that there's not a divergence of interest and everyone has the goals right up front.
That's right. Well, I think you take it a step further, like with any investment, really. People should begin with the end in mind. What are you looking to achieve with the investment? Why are you doing the partnership in the first place? Is it necessity? Are you trying to leverage each other's skills, which are different than your own? Do you need the capital to move forward? Or are you just trying to not tie up all of your capital at one time? And really, what's the
goals?
What are the goals? How long is the time frame for this investment? What are you going to do when you eventually sell the investment? And what are you going to do at that point? And everything should be sort of thought out up front.
You're right, because one guy may have a short-term horizon, one guy may have a long-term horizon.
That's right. And like you said, one person might want the money as soon as they can get it, and one person might not. And those are divergent interests, and a lot of times that causes friction. Friends a lot of times want to enter into partnerships together on investments, or even husband and wife, and it's definitely a surefire way to create friction in any relationship that you already have. So you need to be careful entering into a business relationship with a friend, with a family member. And we could talk more about that if you want, Jack.
I agree 100%. Another thing I want to focus on is a lot of people don't really focus on the structure of the partnership, whether it be an LLC or an operating agreement, and the technicalities of it. What I mean is, and I'm just going to pick an LLC, is governed by an operating agreement. You really have to watch every clause, because a lot of times an attorney prepares a generic one, or I've seen them, actually, I've seen big ones that they download on the internet, and they're templates, and people just sign them. But you really have to focus on each clause, because each clause can really kill you. Some of them have to do with buyouts. Some of them have to do with capital calls. I know we only have like a minute left, and we'll talk about this more next week. But really, you have to, and we talked about this before, watch every detail of every word, because it'll come back in 5-10 years when something happens, and this really sets the stage for the future of the partnership.
Look, we've all heard of prenup agreements for getting married, actually. And a lot of people look down upon them because it's the woman you love and you're going to be with the rest of your life, or the man you love and going to be with the rest of your life, or what have you. But in a business arrangement, you really need to have some sort of prenup. And you need to have an agreement. And you need to go into it understanding that you need to prepare for the worst case scenario. Just like with any investment, just like with any business situation, you need to be prepared for the worst to happen. And what will happen when the S hits the fan? I mean, look, that is really where the rubber hits the road.
Todd, I got you. Todd, give your phone number one more time. We got to break up, else Wanda's going to yell at me.
You guys can all reach me at 786-522-7021. And I look forward to hearing from anyone who's interested in finding out more about commercial real estate deals, getting advisory on properties they already own, anything like that, or just building a relationship and finding out how we might be able to do business in the future.
Okay, this is Jack Miller. Thanks for joining us again. You can catch me during the week at 561-221-0900. Thank you, Todd Cohen. Thank you, Fred Paritsky. Thank you, Wanda. I really appreciate it. You're the best. And to all of our wives and husbands out there, remember, we love you all dearly.
And when you pee, make sure all the urine goes in the toilet, everyone.
That's what Todd's leaving with us with.
There you go.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to tune in next Thursday at 3 o'clock on 880 The Biz. If you want to send in your questions, comments, or ideas for shows, please email Jack Miller at geltfinancial.com. Follow us on Facebook at Jack Miller Down to Business, or on Twitter at HJackMiller1.